Hey everyone, today we're diving into a tangled web of a murder mystery. Don't go anywhere, the fun is just beginning. Jia Yun gathered all villagers to ask about strangers inquiring Han Su's whereabouts. Soon, a taxi driver turned up. Years ago, Han Su's father was involved in a serial murder. Everyone found their loved ones, but the driver still sought his wife. He even dug up the whole village, hoping his wife would magically return, but all he got was a lot of dirt and despair. Myung Soon Kai hopped into the driver's cab and learned that Han Su had the exact same phone charm as his. What a twist of fate. He believed Han Su knew his wife's whereabouts, amid rumors of Han Su's link to his father's death. Myung Soon Kai advised reporting it, truly kind. But the driver wasn't having it. He figured if the cops had given up after all these years, he'd just steal the show by targeting Myung Soon Kai instead. He called Myung Soon Kai daily, posing as Han Su, with threats until they finally met one night. In black rain gear, the driver found Myung Soon Kai, who assumed it was Han Su for revenge and blurted his name. Driver succeeded. The driver killed Myung Soon Kai before, stirring memories of the decade-old murder. Under public pressure, police went all out to find Han Su. Jia Yun learned the driver's identity and called colleagues. Suspecting an insider leak, colleagues recalled the driver's cup left in an inquiry and rushed to check. Sure enough, a bug was hidden inside. No wonder the driver knew about Grandma's photos. An officer then handed over a watch from the warehouse. Jia Yun was stunned. Wasn't this the watch she gave her husband, engraved with Han Su's name? Han Su also faced the driver, realizing that the watch was indeed her husband's. Could the person she had just fought with be her own husband? Jia Yun didn't dare think further, explained to colleagues she dropped it by accident. Suddenly, they got an abduction report. A nearby resort had a taxi driver who had kidnapped a passenger. The police rushed to the scene, and the news left Jia Yun in shock. The driver was the one searching for his wife's body years ago, yet the kidnapped victim's identity stayed unknown. Jia Yun was lost in thought when she suddenly heard a familiar ringtone. Rushing over, she was shocked to see her wife's photo on the screen. She quickly realized her husband was in danger, panicked, and told colleagues to track the taxi as they raced off in the squad car. But before they even got close, the driver smashed the windshield with a hammer. And how was Han Su captured? She had recently gone to the resort based on the driver's address. They locked eyes. The driver boldly said he killed Myung Soon Kai to lure Han Su out for truth. He just wanted to know where his wife was hidden, using the photos to squeeze the truth out of Han Su. But Han Su firmly denied it, claiming she had no clue whatsoever. She even snatched the photos and tore them to shreds, but the driver didn't seem fazed at all. The driver took out a big cloth to cover Han Su's face. She quickly grabbed glass and stabbed his belly, escaping the car. Poor Han Su was already feeling the drug kicking in, mustering all her strength to reach the ashes to incinerate the photo. But the driver swiftly tackled her down, and the whole shocking scene was witnessed by the local store owner. When she came to again, she found herself tied up in an abandoned swimming pool. The driver used a knife to demand to know his wife's location, but Han Su was clueless. The driver sneered, saying he was too frustrated by the lack of a target and was just venting his anger on her. In a fit of rage, the driver plunged a knife into Han Su's chest and opened the pool drain for wild water treatment. Han Su was warned time was short. The driver took out the charm, questioning how she had his wife's matching bracelet. Han Su, stunned, retorted the charm was from her sister at the funeral. She didn't know its source. To protect herself, she ultimately chose silence as she stared death in the face, while the driver pleaded almost desperately for her to reveal his wife's whereabouts. At the critical moment, Jia Yun rushed to save her, but Han Su was unresponsive, with despair and sorrow echoing. Her husband just woke up from kidnapping, but his wife was far from thrilled. He had mistakenly thought she was his sister while unconscious. He inadvertently revealed his true identity as the real killer of Li Shang all along. Jia Yun couldn't believe her ears. During Han Su's interrogation, she was still trying to defend her husband. To avoid suspicion, she had to give her the boot. Fortunately, Han Su had already cooked up an alibi with Chin Woo-jeong for when they were at the resort. But the crisis wasn't over. If the injured driver woke up, Han Su's identity could be unveiled in an instant. At that moment, his so-called father found him, forcing Han Su to take drastic measures on him with a little medicine. She exploited her position to help him act, while the dean concealed his identity for years, hiding a huge secret. Soon, Han Su in a lab coat entered the driver's room, using a dressing excuse to send the cops away. To her surprise, the driver woke up at that moment and had been faking unconsciousness to dodge the police grilling. He thought he could win Han Su's compassion, clueless that she couldn't care less about his life or death. Just as he was about to inject some chemicals, Han-Soo suddenly stopped him with a shocking revelation. The phone charm was deliberately given to her sister at the father's funeral. The killer might not be Han-Soo or even her father. The real killer was still out there, and the driver was shell-shocked. To uncover the truth, he decided to record a false testimony with his wife suspected him. Looking at the familiar yet strange accounts, he convinced himself Han-Soo had a secret friend and launched a private probe. He smashed open the door to the basement where the ledger was kept and sprayed luminol, instantly revealing the scene where Han-Soo had kidnapped Jin Woo-jung.